All right. So it's early morning. No shower. No getting ready. Just as is. Getting out of bed. Little snippet, little tidbit. Let me untangle this crap. There we go. So, over the years, you've heard of everyone gets all enamored, excited about Masaro Emoto and his studies on water and snowflakes. The snowflakes, I'm sorry, I'm being a little sick of bullshit at this point. So the his studies in water, and if we paint love on the bottle, then it's gonna be all we're gonna have love and gratitude, and Dr. Joe Dispenza is gonna dispense his wisdom about how that shit now works. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It does work, right? All that quote imagination, because imagining is what creates, and we are the creator gods. So it does create what we imagine. You see, what we image in, what we imagine. Imagine this, no have right. Thank you, John. Sorry you got killed for trying to point this out. So what we image in does, we affect creation with it. Doesn't work all the time. There's many layers to it, right? Law of attraction is like something fucking creepy about it. It's like, oh, we're just going to use wizard techniquing to get what we want. Bigger tits, more money, and more power and control and respect and whatever it is, right? We're going to use the law of attraction. But it's a beginning. It's a misuse of it, right? So misusing these sort of simple surface things, which I would postulate that Masaro Emoto's thing about water, if you love the water, you get beautiful snowflake crystals for the snowflakes and the semi-woke, barely woke people. I'm being a little nasty, I know, because I'm trying to, whatever, I'm just being real. And but there's more to that story. So here's the example. I'm going to give it to you in just a sec. Here's the deeper truth of it. There's layers of it, right? There's an onion, right? Wow, we're not just bodies. True. We are energies. Yes, spirits. But we're not just spirits. The body is congealed energy, E equals mc squared. So it goes both ways. See, once we take a side, once you pick a side, look at my video. God doesn't take sides. If you take sides, you're sidelined, right? If you take sides and say, this is the truth, we've looked for the one big truth and this is it. Fail, gong show, you missed it. If you take sides, you end up in politics. How's that working for us right now? How's politics working for us? How are we doing right now at the impeachment hearings? How much love and cooperation and wise people discuss, but fools argue? Do you see on the House floor with the impeachment hearings run by Mr. Nadler, bringing us Nadler down into the nether regions to nothing, to nada, nada, nada? If you look around at the universe, it will tell you what's going on. So, picking a side, this is true and this is untrue, you're fucked. Or rather, you're divided. Divided. Die. You're in the world of division. Division. D-I-E. You're dying in division. Nature doesn't have division. Maggots and fungus and shit and excrement and puke is just as holy as roses and sunlight and unicorns and fountains of beautiful tinkling crystals. All right? I'm just exaggerating it to point it out. It's our division, schizophrenize, slit the top of our brains into a divided and conquered hemisphere. The knowledge of good and evil. We divide the world. Your dogs don't. They are perfect dogs. Your fruit trees don't. They're perfect fruit trees. But they have fungus on their roots that we're like, ooh, icky, black fungus, the deadliest thing possible in the house. We can't buy the house. We have to Ajax our hands every day to get rid of the black fungus. Yeah. So we've divided the world, right? So we try to find the truth, and it's some hope for once we find the pure white and blue truth, right? Upper chakra energy. We can rise above the shit and the excrement and the body and the emotions, which are evil and black and down there in the guts where the sun don't shine. Your asshole. So the whole full spectrum human, which is the title of the webcast, by the way, I look crazy because I'm driving off you fucking image worshippers. If you're into image worship, it's going to look good. Because if I finally look good and I squeeze and bleach my fucking anus and fucking keep every smell possible away from the nether regions and douche myself and clean myself obsessively to get skin problems, I'll finally be holy enough to go back to heaven. It doesn't fucking work. Nature is beautiful. My Chinese doctor, one of the things he told me was, dig holes in the earth, put your feet in it up to about the middle of your legs to get grounded. But that's dirt. It's worm poop. It's dirty. Yeah. And without worm shit, which is what earth is, earth dirt, perfect malt, is worm shit. Goes in one end of the worm, it's just a fucking tube, comes out the other end as shit. That's what you grow beautiful, organic. I hate zucchini. I don't like zucchini. But tomatoes and carrots. Carrots are surrounded by worm shit. But we're above that. We're white light and blue light and purple light of our crown chakra. And then we're going to ascend into that. Yeah, your digestion system is a fucking ingesting and shitting worm. We're starting to learn. We're going to do fecal implants and learn the gut biome is so important. Okay, back to Masaro Emoto. Someone commented, and I'm being kind of flippant and angry here, just a sort of little shock therapy, okay? God bless us all. We're all waking up slowly, coming out of the knowledge of good and evil, the divided and conquered bicameral mind. So Masaro Emoto says, okay, if we play Bach, who pissed in your Cheerios? Exactly. So, if we paint beautiful letters and pictures and blue and white light on our water bottles, we'll drink holy water that's structured perfectly and made, right? Okay? Here's the deeper teaching on that. Because we as human beings are pieces of God's source, the observer effect, our expectation is more fundamental. Now, if you get collective expectation, everyone goes, oh, yeah, I agree. Then you're all in a cult of collective expectations. But the reality is, a friend of mine, one of the first acupuncturists in the country, told me that when he was working with clients, at one point Spirit was teaching him he would get very young clients, and at the time the kids were into punk. This was in the 70s, and he said when I played Bach and fucking New Age soft music and sweet healing music for those guys, it would have a counterproductive effect. And Spirit suggested to him, said, let them choose the music. Let the client, the patient, choose the music. Because in Masaro Emoto's water experiments, I'm sick of this shit. We all glom onto something. Get deeper. Go deeper. See the deeper teaching and not be stuck in the good Bach music and horrible fucking, I don't know what, Gorgoroth, deathcore metal music will make plants grow sideways because of the hatred. That's not how it works. Mother Nature doesn't judge hatred or violence. Here's the deeper thing. Exactly. Our consciousness decides expectation. I will call it not even the observer effect. It's the expectation effect. Placebo. Hello. Placebo is 80%. Any new drug that the pharmaceuticals come up with, 80% or more, 90% I think it is, of a drug's effectiveness is pure placebo. Meaning when they test in double blind tests and all that with drugs, it's if the chemical drug they're trying to put millions of dollars into so they can make billions of dollars is if it's 10% more effective than placebo, then it works. 90% of it is always placebo, meaning what we expect. Our minds, our creative consciousness. If it's 10% better than human expectation, you get it? 90% is placebo and 10% is the actual fucking drug. Then that somehow, oh, that's effective. That's statistically significant. Right? Okay. So back to Masaro Emoto. So what they find, my acupuncturist and people that have done tests like this, it's what that person, so the young punk rocker guy at the time, if he could play his own music, which was Sid Vicious and fucking Johnny Rotten, love kills. Now, is that all harmonious and beautiful? No, it's not. But, really, fuck that shit. Sorry. Let's go direct to the phone. I think it's this little cord we're dealing with. How about now? What about hear me better? So here's what happened with yeah. Okay, great. Sorry about that. I lost my good phone. So here's what happened with the young acupuncture. When they got to have what made them feel peaceful. When I play Marilyn Manson sometimes, it makes me feel good. Feel God. When I play Trent Reznor, sometimes I feel really good. And when I play Bobby Vinton, Roses Are Red, My Love, that makes me feel good too. For me, that's me personally. But it's what makes you feel good, feel God, good God, that will affect you in healthy ways. Ways. So with the deeper experiment they did with Masaru Emoto stuff was when the people doing the experiment, it's what they expected. Placebo, double blind. Not Bach, not Mozart, versus trying to come up with some guys. some deathcore metal bands. I don't, I'm not that into that lately, but anyway, no, it had to do with the expectations of the experimenter, the observer effect. Yes, if you have a synchronized, aligned, harmonized, coherent thought, if your thought is coherent about I love Gorgoroth, you know, with deathcore screaming metal, it makes me feel warm and it feels me feel like someone's being real about the bullshit in the world. If that makes you feel coherent and aligned, that makes your water cells coherent and aligned. Now, if you have an idea that Gorgoroth, that's horrible satanic music, then you're going to have your water in your cells be incoherent. Your idea of it, your concept of it, your belief, be the lie. Nature doesn't have that judgment. She doesn't think the lion is evil for taking down the gazelle and ripping its throat out and eating its innards while it's still alive. And the gazelle doesn't have the experience that we humans project on it either. It is surrendering into being released. Death is very short, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. But if you bring all your baggage and your expectation of it, that's what you get. The expectation effect, the placebo effect, the program belief system effect. So I know I'm going to push some buttons here with this because it's gone so deep into the new age bullshit, new age sewage, new age sewage. I remember the first time, like 20 years ago, a chiropractor in Sedona joked at me, winked at me, like, yeah, new age sewage, rhymes with sewage. And I'm like, oh, you're being mean. We're all trying to create heaven on earth. Right? No, we're being fooled by it. So you got to look deeper. The devil's in the details. Hello, devil. Right? So I'm even going to challenge you. Joe Dispenza is, okay, lately a very good promoting it that we can heal ourselves. Great stuff, scientism mixed with spirituality, right? We think. But I will suggest to you for you to find for your own the fly in the ointment with that teaching. Success worship. Any idols versus allowing nature. So I know I'm coming off a bit, but I'm doing it, I'm kind of just being very real with. I'm sick of new age sewage, right? Come on, be real with it. Be with nature, be with your emotions. Theories are temporary, made up shit. Have a good time with them. There's nothing wrong with it. Enjoy the theories. But if you buy into the theories, you're fucked. You're fucked. Or whatever. You're attached. Buddha says, don't attach to that stuff. Don't attach to the mind stuff running through your head. Theorism, theorizing, idea, concept. You're being conned by concept. So whether that's, oh, spiritual scientism with Mr. Masaro Emoto, God bless him, whatever. I think he's passed on. But I'm not picking on him. But I'm using it as an example. And my shit too. Or whatever I come up with. But there's something deeper that keeps pointing back to us, I would suggest. I am that. I am, says Nisargadatta Maharaja. I am that. Soham, says Shiva. I am that. So I am. Moses has his encounter with the I am that I am. It's pointing us back to the creator inside us, yeah? So I would suggest to explore there. All right. That's all I wanted to point out. That it don't get caught up in the whether it's Masaro Emoto or the latest super duper research on you know that dispensers of the world are doing. But Tobias is making us feel better. Great. So will meth for a while, right? You put in a a loop, a mental creation loop, because you're the creator. You'll loop a creator. You'll assign it to this method, the super duper imagining method. Then you're still giving power to the creation instead of to back to yourself as a creator, and you end up with the shit we have, which is called government, which literally means mind control, and false religions and false spiritual, pseudo spiritual teachings, right? I don't know about Lipton. I haven't read his stuff. But there's truth to that. We affect our genetics, of course. But there's something about we're wanting to manipulate the creation instead of knowing the creation is perfect to begin with. I mean, it's okay to manipulate shit, but you can also choose to abide and rest in that it is perfect. Nature rests in that she's already created perfect. All right. Anyway, clean from this, whatever you may. We are a small group of us on Sundays with the webcasts, if you're interested, that are trying to awaken ourselves as equals. We're trying to reflect to each other as a true satsang, which is reflecting to each other. I have to manage it. Someone has to run it still, since we can't just meet in our dreams. Well, we do. We do that as well. We were actually, that was the topic last week of how we meet in the 456D all the time. But here on Earth, still, we're still using the internet and, computers and iPhones that fuck up with the earpieces. Um, but if you want to join us, tobiaslars.com, check out the webcasts, and you can get 10 of them, $10 a piece. You buy 10 of them. That's my support at the moment. Um, so that's, pretty reasonable, I'd say, and most of us can afford that. For real awakening, though, that's all it's really for. All right, much love. Ciao. That's enough. Don't get caught up in theories. Come on back to yourself. I can't do that right now. All right, love you guys. Bless you. Bye. Big topic.